much for tuning into my channel. I'm Nina Haley Dixon, host of In the Loop, and you're officially in the loop with my vlog. Thank you so much for being here with me. So I want to share a few things with you today. As you know, for Black History Month, I decided to take on a huge project, which has been such a phenomenal and fulfilling experience for me. That was to trace my own family tree. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was really tough at first. However, what I did was I asked a lot of questions. I contacted my aunties and uncles that I usually speak to on a regular basis, and they were able to share some information with me. And once I compiled that information, I went online. I searched a little bit more. And from there, I was able to connect with a cousin that had even more information. And in connecting with that cousin, I learned so much about a very special person in my family, my great-grandfather. I shared this story with you online not too long ago. Captain Hugh Mulzac, he was the first Black American sea captain to command an integrated vessel during World War II for the United States of America. Now, when I think back about the adversity that he faced during that era, and some of the things that even other cultures experienced during that time, I couldn't even fathom having to go through some of those things. Although some of the issues of course, systematic discrimination, racism, that was very, very predominant in that time. Although it exists now, we are blessed to live in communities that are diverse, in which we can share each other's cultures. I mean, we could literally go right down the street and, you know, see diversity around us and share diversity as well, which I think is very important. So what I want to share with you today is something that I received in the mail, and it was this birthday card from one of the cousins that I had connected with on an ancestry website. And along with that birthday card came another special gift. This book. So this book was written by Mr. Hugh Mulzac, my great-grandfather. So not only was he a sea captain that overcame his adversities, he was an author. He was a very creative man. After he retired, I found out that he also became an artist, or I guess he was always an artist. So he did a lot of work, and his artistry is now displayed in a museum in New York City, which I will be visiting at some point, and I'll definitely share that with you. But this was a great surprise for me, a star to steer by. Just the name itself is a huge motivating force for me, because one of my favorite hobbies in the world is to read, and another favorite hobby of mine is to write. We have a few writers in the family, one of them being my own father, and his book, which is He Was There All the Time, which is a phenomenal read. And I'm not just saying that because he's my father. I've read this book cover to cover at least 3 times already, and I'll probably read it again, because each time that I read it, I learn something new about my own family history, about my father, and of course about myself and where a lot of my attributes and characteristics come from. This is a phenomenal read, which we have up on www.keepintheloop.com currently, and I'm also going to be adding this book by my great-grandfather Hugh Mulzac to the website as well. So www.keepintheloop.com, that's where it'll be, so you can join the book club and we can talk about it, we can have a discussion. So I'm actually going to be providing reviews on this book as soon as I get through it, which will probably be all of 3 hours. So as honestly, like when I read, I've just become so enthralled in books, in the story that is being told. So I honestly can't wait to read this book and to learn more about my family history. So I mean, just because Black History Month was the month of February doesn't mean that you cannot keep it going, or regardless of where you're from, it doesn't mean that you have to limit your culture to just 1 month. For me, it's gonna be all year around. I mean, come on, you know why, it's obvious. But this is the story. that I will be sharing with all of you. I am so thrilled to read it. I cannot express how elated I am. So I'm going to say shout out to my cousin. And yeah, make sure you keep in the loop.